Hey, fantastic fam. Welcome to our community where we combine the woo and the work. We are two professional women who believe we can have it all and constantly upgrade ourselves to meet our visions. I'm Kalyani and I've chosen the off-roading path to personal development, being an entrepreneur with the journey of motherhood. I'm an economics postgraduate and I love working with all things mind and money. I've founded and sold one business and I'm now building this business that feels like fun and freedom for life.
Hi, I'm Rupali. I'm a numbers nerd turned Reiki master and many other things. I found a passion for all things wellness. I've worked in banking and finance for 15 years and I love combining that knowledge with all things energetics to create impact in a fun, easy way for others. Join us as we share the behind the scenes of us creating wealth, freedom and magic.
Let's talk today about the very basic need of having and building a watch list. So this is something that could be super basic for some people and could be a little complex for some others who've not been introduced to investing before or to charting before. What we mean by watch lists is to have a select list of stocks, which includes individual stocks and index funds, ETFs, that you watch on a regular basis. I suggest for this regularity to be on a daily basis. The watch list needs to then adjust. If you think you don't have time to spend on looking at certain number of charts on a daily basis, then the watch list needs to adjust to match your available time. If you only have 1 minute available, then you only keep a couple of charts in your watch list and you simply watch them every single day, because I assure you there will be a time that will come when it will be the right time to buy into the popular stocks, whether it's Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, P&G, whatever it is that you're interested in personally. And there will come a time when it is at super high levels and it's right time to sell. So it needs to be watched every single day. There is no two-way about this and there is no shortcut to this. So if you simply have 1 minute available, then you only have, let's say, 1 or 2 stocks that you watch diligently on a day-to-day basis. If you have a little more time available, then you have a slightly longer watch list. So a healthy watch list, I have a very long watch list because I have the capacity to watch these number of stocks on a regular basis. The time that I take to watch each stock has come down considerably with my practice. It's simply a function of the time that you spend on the screen, on charting, etc. So this is definitely something that you get better at, given your commitment to it, given the time that you spend on it. If you have about 5 to 10 minutes available, which I trust all of us do, if you spend any time on social media, then that you definitely have time for watching your stocks and for making your money work. Then I would suggest having a stock watch list of about 10 stocks, 10 to 12 stocks, so on and so forth. Now, when do you need a watch list and why? You need a watch list when you have money available to allot. When all your money that you have available for investments has already been allotted, it's already parked into stocks or funds, then there is no need for a watch list. Then you're simply just watching the trades that are in the market. These are called positions. Then you're simply watching your positions. And for that also, you need to watch them every single day. If you don't have all the money that is available to you allotted, then you need a watch list, right? So that's the distinction that you need to make. Either ways, you will be watching either a watch list or your current positions every single day to see whether it's the right time to get into a new position or whether your current positions, your existing positions are doing what you want them to be doing. This is very, very important. So this is why you need a watch list. Now, how do you come up with a watch list? There are various ways of coming up with a watch list and there is no right or wrong way. The most basic way that I start my clients off with is to simply just observe stocks around them. If they see a lot of Tesla cars, then that could be a stock that could go onto your list, though I don't suggest Tesla as an investment. This is not financial advice, but just for the sake of humor, I do not. If they consume a certain brand of cereal, if they watch certain OTT platforms, they watch content on certain OTT platforms, if they are on Facebook products all day, whether it's WhatsApp, Instagram, Meta, etc., if they use a certain brand of telephones, if they use a certain brand of consumer products, then all of this already would give you easily a list of 10 to 15 publicly listed companies that need to go onto your watch list. Because the interesting kind of rule of thumb in the financial markets is if you've spent $100 on something, then you should invest $15 on in that company. Meaning, if you've let's say bought Apple iPhones regularly, diligently, religiously for the last 10 years, then each iPhone costs roughly around $1,000, I would say. Let's keep the numbers easy. Current numbers would be around $1,000 based on your model, but ease of calculation, let's keep it at 1,000. So 15% of that would be $150 for every iPhone that you have bought. Let's say you've bought 5 iPhones over the last decade. You should be invested in Apple as a company with $750 for the 5 iPhones that you've bought, meaning $150 for each iPhone times 5. I hope this is clear. But the whole point is that if you're a consumer of a company, if you're a convinced, loyal consumer of a company, that means there is a market for it out there. You are the market, literally, right? You and your family are the market for these products. And this means that you already have conviction in the product. You already have conviction in the company, in the business. So you must ride the wave of this business doing well, of this business making its profits with a market made up of similar consumers such as yourself. So this is one simple way of starting off, and it's a very potent way. I would not take this lightly at all. The second way would then be to bring a little bit of technicality. It would be to start looking at the list of S&P 500 companies, looking at the list of NASDAQ companies, looking at the list of certain ETFs, etc. All of this is something that I teach in my courses or in my one-on-one coaching. You can always reach out to me with a DM on my Instagram, sheinvest.me, or as a comment on the show. Either ways, you need to have a manageable watch list that you watch every single day. Now, this watch list needs to go onto a charting platform. The charting platforms are available either on your broker website. So if you use eToro, Interactive Broker, or any other broker, then they give you charting features. These typically tend to be quite basic though in my experience. So I use a tool called tradingview.com. I will link that in the show notes as well. And I use the minimum paid package. They have excellent deals around Black Friday, which is just coming up from when I'm recording this in 2024. And I just end up paying for the annual package around this Black Friday time, and it serves me really well. It has a mobile phone app, which also works very well, where I can simply just watch my trades or look at my watch list, check my watch list simply as if I'm scrolling on social media. It's not fiddly, it's not time consuming, just making it super easy and seamless for me. I can even set alerts. I can have my indicators or my strategy points basically set up on my chart, which means I don't need to add them every single time. My watch list gets saved, so on and so forth. So make it convenient, make it manageable for you, have a watch list, and start making money. We would really appreciate your feedback as reviews on the podcast app you tune in from. Support us also by sharing this podcast with 3 of your besties who would benefit from being fantastic.